He said he want him a Rican, a foreign thing, no English speaking. No hablo inglés at all when we freaking. It's always intriguing, cause I gotta do all the teaching.
Hello. Today I have some very important news to report to you. I will be your host for today, Roxy. You know that news on the TV? That doesn't matter. I've got the real stuff for you right here. First story. Toothbrush prompts airport evacuation. An electric toothbrush making noise in an unattended suitcase prompted an evacuation Thursday at the Daytona Beach International Airport. Airport officials say they found an unattended bag on a carousel, whatever. You know that thing where the plane, you get off the plane and then you gotta walk to baggage and there's that thing that like twirls. So on that thing, around 2 p.m., somebody said they heard a noise coming from the bag, which prompted a response from the bomb squad. Airport officials said the bag belonged to a person who missed a connecting flight and was not at the airport to claim the baggage. An investigation revealed that the noise was coming from an electric toothbrush. The entire airport was evacuated. I got a question for the person whose toothbrush this was. Why are you bringing an electric toothbrush on a flight? Next story. A Florida man says 3 syringes removed from his rectum during a jail strip search are not his. Wesley Scott, 40, was arrested early Friday morning in a some county, okay. We're gonna call it Pinellas County on an outstanding drug possession warrant. Scott told law enforcement officers he had nothing on him when they searched him in the field. When he arrived at the jail, however, that is when he removed the syringes and told officials that they were not his. Scott is being held on a $5,000 bond. So clearly, you know, this is just bad police work. You can't just assume because syringes are up someone's ass that they belong to them. That makes no sense. Why would you assume that? Like if you were to search me right now and you found $10 million stuffed up my... You can't just assume that it's mine. Someone could have put that there while I was sleeping or while I'm off doing hard drugs at the clubs down the street, you know? You can't just assume that because there's stuff stuffed in someone's orifices that they belong to them. That could have came from anywhere. So, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry that you have to go through this right now. Next story. Melbourne man stabbed, killed roommate for being too messy, sentenced. A man who stabbed his roommate because he was too messy pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. Anthony Canoni pleaded guilty to second-degree murder on Wednesday. Prosecutors said the murder at the Melbourne home 2 years ago was premeditated and carried out while the victim was still in bed. According to prosecutors, Canoni stabbed his sleeping roommate multiple times in the chest and arms, and then he called the police and told them, you know, these two did that. Who did you kill? The emergency dispatcher asked.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Canoni responded. Boss. Canoni was sentenced to 20 years. I mean, you know, you can't be living with someone and be messy because that's just rude. Next story. Man attacks woman in Palm Bay over too much TV talk. Police in Palm Bay says the man shoved a handgun into a woman's mouth after she complained he was talking too much during a TV show. Calvin Lindsay, 55, was arrested in a home in Palm Bay for battery and assault. Palm Bay police did not specify the show that they were watching. Well, hold on. So you're telling me that someone's gonna shove a handgun down your throat for talking during a TV show and they're not even going to release what TV show that was? That's clearly like what matters here. Because, you know, if you're talking during some infomercial, it's not a big deal because they're boring. But if you're talking during Friends or something, game is on. You need to be quiet during that. I don't want to hear you talking over Friends. After she complained he talked too much, Lindsay went to the master bedroom and shut the door. When the woman went in to get a blanket, she heard the sound of a shotgun being racked. He told him he was trying to intimidate her, but then he pushed her down and placed the barrel of the handgun into her mouth. Police said the woman broke her tooth. I mean, I think we can all learn a very important lesson here. Just don't talk over TV shows. Okay, moving on. Indian man sues his parents for giving birth to him without his consent. Wants to be paid for his life. Oh my god. A 27-year-old Indian man is going viral after he announced an intent to sue his parents, claiming he did not give explicit consent to bring him into the world. Donning a fake beard and sunglasses, said in a YouTube video posted on Tuesday that he is suing his parents because he was conceived without his consent and therefore should be paid for his life. Well, obviously, you can't just be out here pushing babies out of your and just, you know, quote, if we are born without our consent, we should be maintained for our life. We should be paid by our parents to live. That makes total sense because, you know, my parents right now would be paying for me to live, and, you know, their parents would be paying for them to live, and then their parents would be paying for them to live. It makes total sense. Because, you know, I was just chilling in wherever you chill when you're not a person. And then someone just came and, like, you know, got a little dirty. And now here I am, working as a very highly respected news reporter. But this job doesn't really pay that much. And I think I deserve more. And I think I also should sue my parents. I think he's onto something for sure. He goes on to say that, to children, I would like to say, do not do anything for your parents if you do not want to. If you want to, if you're truly genuinely feeling like doing it, do it. Yo, that's the quote that I live by in my day-to-day life as well. If you want to, if you truly genuinely feel like doing it, do it, you know? I truly genuinely feel like wearing this hat for the rest of my career. My life has been amazing, but I don't see why I should put another life through the rigmarole of school and finding a career, especially when they didn't ask to exist. I feel you, you know, because school sucks. I don't want to go through that either again. That was awful. Next, sex offender Santa seeking Christmas party employment arrested. A man hired to dress up as Santa Claus to attend Christmas parties and events in Orange County is a sex offender. Robert Bruce Kendall, a registered sex offender, advertised on Craigslist that he was a professional Santa. He listed 3 photographs of himself dressed as Saint Nick. In one of the photos, authorities said a child is sitting on Santa's lap. Authorities set up a controlled phone call between Kendall and another person to arrange a meeting for a fictitious office party. Kendall agreed to play Santa for $80 at Orlando Rose Place Park on Old Winter Garden Road. Kendall showed up to the Winter Garden Road in full Santa apparel, including black shoes, red pants with a white trim, red coat with a white trim, and a Santa hat with a fake white beard. I have one question for you. If he's really Santa, why does he have all this fake stuff, you know? Shouldn't have that been the red flag right there? Why not just put up the real Santa? There's a very easy way to do that. You write a letter and you send it to the North Pole, and there you go. It's like everyone in this world is just... Deputies said his contact handed Kendall $80, to which Kendall gave a handwritten receipt and signed it, Santa Bob. Santa Bob. Santa Bob. Kendall was convicted of sexual battery of a victim under 12 in July 1993. The story is starting to make me uncomfortable. Like, can we cut? Moving on. A woman who couldn't get a beef patty at a favorite restaurant in New York used a baseball bat to protest. On Saturday, police released surveillance video of a woman in action in the Bronx, smashing a restaurant's windows after learning the eatery had run out of her favorite food. Well, yeah, that's a very normal reaction if you ask me. I've also wanted to take a baseball bat. Next, an intoxicated man started a fire while making cookies in the nude. Officers in Niceville responded to a call concerning a house fire during the last week of August 2018. When they arrived around 5:30 p.m. local time, a naked man opened the door, told the officers,
I'm sorry.
and closed the door. The nude man then opened the door again, leaving it ajar as he retracted back into his home. The man didn't seem to either care or understand the potential danger he was in. A police officer removed the man from his home, and firefighters told Northwest Florida Daily News that if he remained in the house, he could have died from smoke inhalation. I mean, again, I know that when I cook, I definitely like to just strip all my clothes off and, you know, how else do you cook? You can't cook with your clothes on because you're gonna get stuff on your clothes. I personally like to just be free and just be naked in my kitchen. Authorities asked, how did the fire start? The man confessed to drinking 2 liters of vodka and smoking cannabis starting around 9 a.m. Yo, sounds like my kind of dude. This dude is drinking 2 liters of vodka at 9 a.m. That's lit. That's a good time. It's a good time. Next, security officer fired for uploading his farts to Instagram. We're just gonna skip this one. I literally can't. Next, on May 20th, 2018, 7,000 Lake Worth, Florida residents received a power outage notice that also warned of zombies. The message was sent around 1:45 a.m. and read, "Power outage and zombie alert for residents of Lake Worth. There are now far less than 7,380 customers involved due to extreme zombie activity. Restoration time uncertain." That's a little weird. The city's community Facebook page, Lake Worth Live, said the zombie mention was an error. Quote, "We are looking into the reports that the system mentioned zombies. I want to reiterate that Lake Worth does not have any zombie activity, and I apologize for the system message," Lake Worth Communications Specialist Ben Kerr said. I don't even have a comment on that. If I was to receive that letter, I would just, you know, it's a little terrifying. I don't know. Next, a woman blamed a windy day for the cocaine found in her purse. On March 21st, 2018, police in Fort Pierce, Florida, pulled a swerving car over. One of the passengers, Kenesha Posey, had both cocaine and marijuana in her purse. While she admitted the marijuana was her own, she claimed to know nothing about the cocaine. Her excuse? She said it was a windy day. It must have flown through the window and into my purse. Clearly, I remember just the other day, I was walking down the street and like this big gust of wind came and I felt something go into my purse. It was also massive amounts of cocaine. Like it's a problem. It's a problem that we're not addressing. The wind is just out here putting cocaine in women's purses. Alright, well that's all the news for today. Thank you for watching. Again, this was very important information, so if you want more very important information, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give it a like. And I'll see you in my next news report / video. I don't know what this was.